Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Nick here, back with a brand new video. Today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin and also Bitcoin shorts, as well as some SEC sort of XRP news. But for the most part, this is going to be the main aspect of this video, because what we're seeing right now is very important to acknowledge. So first and foremost, we're seeing Bitcoin shorts pretty much hit those March 2020 numbers, right? And the reason why Bitcoin shorts are very important for the market is because it could tell us where our next move is going to be, right? We're seeing shorts pretty much rise to an astronomical rate. If we look here, we could see at our current rate, we are actually almost at the top of what was in March of 2020. Now, we do see when, the whole crash was actually happening back in May, we do see this rise in shorts before they got completely, crushed all the way down to these bottom levels here that were only about 877 or so. But now we are sitting at about 18,982, which is insane to actually even acknowledge because it's the highest amount that we've seen since March of 2020. Now, the reason why this is so important, right, is because if we come over to Bitcoin, right, now current price 35,703. We're kind of bouncing a little bit here for the most part, but we see if we come here and zoom in, now the dates aren't going to completely line up because again, shorts aren't, influxed with price. They're not statistically, they're not cooperative with price overall. It just means that, hey, people are looking to short Bitcoin. So we're seeing this massive influx, right? And we've seen it back here too. So we're looking at March 1st is when it initially started to rise. And it topped out on March 16th. If we see, all right, so initially the big crash, if we look at the date range, started on about March 1st. This is where we bottomed out overall. And then it started before we, went into our full recovery path. It pretty much lasted 17 days. Now, what's significant about March 16th is if we look here, right, March 16th, when it started to actually increase in overall volume, is when we were on this candle here, right? And I suppose people thought, hey, now we're going to go much lower because they seen this massive drop. So shorts started to increase. They increased to a maximum potential. We see, right? The 16th was when we were going lower. It looked like everything was over. We only wicked down to about $44,404. And I just want to say it's very cohesive with what we're seeing right now. And I'll go into why. So we topped out on the shorts before they got completely wrecked, right? They got completely wrecked because if we look here, that's when we started to go higher and higher and higher before we eventually broke the EMA first off, and then we continued to go higher in terms of, the price. And now, currently, if we look here, zoom out a little bit, we're seeing people who think that the bull runs over. I looked at the fear and greed. We looked at it. A lot of people aren't as extremely fearful now. They're kind of just fearful, and we're seeing, this price action come down. It looks very bearish overall, and I suppose that's why people are looking to short, because they think that, hey, the bull run's done. We're gonna, pretty much be finished, and that's exactly what happened here, right? We got shorts. This is the 17th, right? And we see, this is the 16th. Here's the 17th bottom candle. Now these shorts, obviously a lot of people lucked out because this is the 19th. And we do see, after the 19th, or actually, yeah, so this is the 19th. So 19th started to just drastically, crash here. And then now we're rising up. So what do you think's going to happen here? Because this is the bottom of the 19th before we got that impulse up to about 42,000. Now, if we look at this statistically, now that the shorts are rising and rising, we could get a short squeeze where we squeeze out all these shorts, they have to FOMO back into Bitcoin at a higher price. Now, of course, we got to really watch here because, you know, it could just very well be similar to that 2020 crash. And I talked about that 2020 crash a lot because, what we're kind of seeing now is very similar to it. But the reason why it's taken a lot longer this time compared to that 2020 crash, and we could kind of analyze this overall as well, kind of put it into perspective. So if we look here, the reason why it's very different, let's look at the price range. The reason why it's so different is because when we ran up in price, it was only about a 341% increase in price. And this is going back all the way to December of 2018. So technically, we shouldn't even be going back that far. We should actually just analyze it from here. But the reason why I want to go back that far is just because I want to show you guys the difference in percentage, right? So 341%, and we started trending down, came down, grabbed our low quick, and we could actually go from that low. So let's look at this, and this is why it's taking so long, right? We did a 1,100, almost 1,600% increase in price to this high, right? So now when we correct, we have to build a floor. That's why this lasted 17 days. It was over and quick, and now currently, if we look here, from the initial day that it started, which was here, as you guys can see, we didn't really get any more higher highs lifted or anything like that. So we could see from the day that it started to happen to current prices, about a 58-day total correction. Now, if we go from the real crash, which was this day, it's about 31 days. So it's taking longer. And I know a lot of people are, concerned with how long it's going to take, or when will this, stop, when we will be back in like the golden era where we're counting our profits. It's going to take time. The reason why it's going to take time is because we have to build a foundation. We have to build support. You got to remember, this is actually very healthy. As I know a lot of people aren't saying that this is healthy because it's so much different than every other bull run. Oh, we're going into it. At the end of the day, this is very healthy for the market. We need this. Now, going back to 20K, I mean, me personally, I don't like it that much because I don't think that it is as healthy as us staying above 30K. Because us above 30K is still a strong signal that we're going to go higher. Because as you guys can see, 20K would be pretty massive parabolic pump. On 30K, you can see we have a ton of support there. So holding this level and going much higher would be greatly appreciated from any bull's perspective. So really got to watch it, but that is why this is taking so much longer. That is why Bitcoin shorts, seeing Bitcoin shorts like this high is actually very bullish in my opinion, because I think what's next is us going higher, maybe short squeezing them, having them FOMO back in. It is what it is, but that's how the market goes. A lot of people, shorts get wrecked in this game. So for me personally, I think that we could be seeing a lot of green happening very soon. Now again, this could take a little bit longer. This could stretch out a little bit, so who knows? But I do want to say that, right now, currently, what we're seeing, a lot of people will go against me, and that's totally fine. I'm not here to make friends or anything like that. At the end of the day, I'm here to tell you guys what's happening, what I see, my personal opinion, because at the end of the day, I'm not, an expert. I haven't been trading for 20 plus years. You got to remember, I'm still pretty young. I just analyze the market as I go. I've been in crypto for a while now, and I do TA here and there. I'm not a TA expert, and I don't claim to be, but I do know that if we look at the pattern, it seems to be playing out perfectly. I still think that we are looking pretty strong. Like I said, a lot of people will go against me. I think that this is still a bullish pattern that we're trading in. I think that we are just building for a nice foundational support level so that we could really get our grasping together and go much higher to those 75 to 85K zones. And I do know a lot of people think that 100K to 200K is going to happen. Hey, I'm happy if it does. But me personally, I'm looking for a topping point here. I'm not going to get caught in something where we are going into a bearish pattern where we do drop 80% or so. But let's look at one thing that I like to talk about a lot, Now, this is just going to be a quick rundown of this because this isn't like massively important. That's why I didn't want to make this the main thing of this video because it's really not. But we see SEC keeps stalling lawsuit against Ripple in fight for survival. And I honestly see this being like pretty much the case, right? Because we are seeing a lot of, sort of let's see how long we could stretch this case out sort of nonsense happening right now, especially with like the 60-day plus, extension that they're trying to talk about. Listen, at the end of the day, this case should have never even been a thing. When we look at Ethereum and stuff, we know that Ethereum is pretty much a clear site for being a security, right? We looked into it. And for me personally, I want this case to be done with already, because we missed out on quite a bit of profit. I know when we look at the XRP chart, us hitting $1.98 is great, but we should have been at all-time high plus, considering the fact that we were still under shackles of the SEC, but we were ranging to go much higher before this case, right? When we were at 70 cents back in like December. Now, in December, I didn't have a YouTube channel and I didn't have a Twitter, but when it was at 70 cents, right, I knew then that we were on our path to greatness in terms of an all-time high plus. And, at the time, everybody thought that XRP was going to go to, $20, $50, $100. Everybody was still very bullish, but then all of a sudden the SEC case came and everybody thought, hey, we're going to flip it up and say it's going to zero. But obviously XRP had other things in mind, and now we are looking pretty good for the all-time high to be hit. Obviously, it will take some time. As you guys can see, things are looking decent right now in terms of the market. A lot of things are turning green for the 1 hour. Bitcoin also turning green, but like I said, Ethereum, or not Ethereum, XRP, sorry, was doing pretty good this bull run around. If we look here, we almost hit $2. So I think that all-time high we could definitely hit very soon. I thought we were pretty much on the path back in December, which was like right here. We were pretty much building for that. Now this is pretty much 30. So we were at like 46 cents. Now this is pretty much when the SEC case was announced. So yeah, we were ranging to go higher, but hey, it is what it is. Now we pretty much wait until this SEC case is done. I don't think that we need the SEC case to be fully finished for us to go to parabolic highs, but at the same time, it will allow us to jump higher, especially if exchanges do relist. But nonetheless, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like. Also, if you are brand new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing and turning notifications on. But nonetheless, this has been Nick. I hope that you guys are all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. Peace out.